Welcome back to yet another session. Myself, Moshmi Das. Today we shall discuss the topic health and hygiene. At present situation, this topic health and hygiene is quite relevant because we all are under the effect of the pandemic corona throughout the world. Each and every person of the world are affected in some way or the other due to the pandemic corona. Children, to maintain a good health is one of the most important criteria for living a good life. What is a good health? Generally, it comes in our mind that a person when that person is free from any kind of diseases means disorder in the body, then the person is healthy. But children, it is not so. Apart from maintaining a disease-free body, one has to be mentally fit. Mentally fit means one has to remain happy. One has to accept each and every situation positively. One has to do the work without putting much stress. Then we must be emotionally happy also, emotionally balanced also, so that anything in and around the situation should not affect us adversely. So according to WHO, the definition of good health, it is apart from being a disease-free body, it is a state of being a complete physical, mental, and social well-being. That means a good health means what? A good health means a person should be disease-free, definitely. A person should be mentally fit. A person should be doing all the work without putting much stress. A person should be able to cope up in every kind of situation positively. A person should be emotionally balanced. In and around situation should not affect in such a way that it will disturb the emotional balance of the person. A person should be anxiety free. Then only it is possible to maintain a good health. Children, the factor which affects the most, it is the disease. When we suffer from any disease, when our body suffer from any disease, any disorder, then we are affected in many ways. This disease, there are of two types, communicable disease and non-communicable disease. Communicable disease means the diseases which spread from one person to another very easily. They are called communicable diseases. And the diseases which do not spread from a diseased person to a healthy person, they are called non-communicable diseases. Today we shall discuss about the communicable diseases. These communicable diseases, they are caused by certain pathogenic organisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, helminths, vectors. They carry these disease-causing organisms from a diseased person to a healthy person. And a healthy person is infected by the germs or the causal organisms of these disease-causing organisms. The disease which spread from one person to another through these causal organisms, they are called communicable diseases. These pathogenic causal organisms, I already told you there are various types. One of them is bacteria. There are many diseases in this world which are caused by bacteria, such as diphtheria, tetanus, tuberculosis, cholera. All these diseases are caused by one or the other bacteria. Similarly, there are many diseases which are caused by viruses. For example, dengue, measles, mumps, influenza, all these are viral diseases. There are certain diseases which are caused by protozoa. What are protozoa? They are small microscopic living organisms. They also causes diseases in our body. Example, malaria, kala azar, sleeping sickness. Then there are diseases which are caused by helminths. Helminths are certain type of worms. They are called helminths. The diseases like ascariasis, teniasis, they are all caused by helminths. There are certain diseases which are caused by certain fungi such as athlete's foot, ringworms. And all these diseases, they are communicable. That is, they are transmitted from a diseased person to a healthy person. Let us discuss about some of the diseases in details. Influenza. What is influenza? It is a communicable disease caused by a virus. Causal organism is a virus. Name of the virus? RNA virus. It spreads from an infected person to a healthy person very fast through droplets. The drops which comes out from infected person's nose and mouth. If those droplets, a healthy person comes in contact with those droplets carry the viruses of influenza. And if a healthy person comes in contact with those droplets, then that person is infected with influenza. What happens in influenza? What are the symptoms of influenza? Fever, naturally. First, it will be a low-grade fever, then it will be a high-grade fever. Body ache will be there throughout. Running nose will be there. There will be dry cough. There will be redness of the face. So all these are the symptoms of influenza. And how can we prevent this disease? We can prevent. It is a communicable disease, always remember. So the first thing for prevention of this disease, it is to keep the diseased person away from healthy person. That is to avoid overcrowding. To take proper rest. To maintain proper cleanliness in and around the patient. It is possible to prevent the disease, cure the disease. Next is children, measles. It is also a viral disease, measles. A viral disease. Name of the virus, rubella virus or RNA virus. What happens in this disease, children? It is a communicable disease which spread from one person to another. The patient, throughout the body, rashes comes out, accompanied with fever. The respiratory mucous membrane of the patient is affected, is inflamed. The patient will lose appetite. And the incubation period of this particular disease, it is around 12 to 14 days. What is the meaning of incubation period? Incubation period means, children, the time period during which the virus first enters into the body and the body shows its first symptoms. That time period is called the incubation period. The measles virus, after entering into the body, it takes around 12 to 14 days to develop inside the body. And then the body starts showing the symptoms of measles. So this period is called the incubation period. How can we prevent this disease? Definitely the diseased person has to be isolated. Overcrowding should be avoided. Physical contact should be avoided with that patient. Use of personal materials of the patient should be avoided by others. Maintaining proper cleanliness, these all are the cures of the disease. Next, let us see about malaria. Malaria, the name is very much common to all of us because here in India, the disease is very common. It is a disease caused by a protozoa. Protozoa, I told you, it is a unicellular organism. and some of them are capable of causing diseases. The name of that protozoa, it is Plasmodium, species of Plasmodium. There are many Plasmodium, the species of Plasmodium. This protozoa, it is transmitted from a diseased person to a healthy person through a vector. And what is the vector here in case of malaria? A female Anopheles mosquito. A female Anopheles, name of the mosquito, Anopheles mosquito. It is the vector for the disease malaria. What happens in this disease, children? When a infected female mosquito, Anopheles mosquito, bites a healthy person, then this protozoa, this Plasmodium, enters into the body of the healthy person. Then, after the incubation period is over, the person suffers from high-grade fever, very high-grade fever. And this fever, in case of malaria, it often becomes ups and down. It becomes high. After some time, it will again come down. After certain time, again it will go up, and then again it will come down, accompanied with the shivering of the body. Accompanied with the shivering of the body and extreme thirst. The person will always feel thirsty. So these are the symptoms of malaria. And how can we prevent malaria? As malaria is caused by the vector mosquito. So what we have to do to prevent the disease? We have to stop the breeding of mosquito. Breeding, growing of mosquito, giving birth to the larva and then growing of mosquito. For that, what we need to do? We need to maintain proper cleanliness in and around our houses so that these mosquitoes do not get any place where they can breed. Stagnant water should be avoided. Surroundings should be kept neat and clean. And apart from that, anti-malarial drugs should be given. Name of some of the drugs: quinine, chloroquine. These are certain drugs which are given to the patients of malaria. Next, children, let us see chikungunya. Chikungunya, it was very much in and around our surroundings few years back. It is a viral disease caused by a virus. And the virus is transmitted from a diseased person to a healthy person by a mosquito. Here, what kind of mosquito? Aedes aegypti. It is the name of the mosquito. Aedes albopictus. It is the name of the mosquito, which transfers this virus from a diseased person to a healthy person. What happens here? Again, fever is there, rashes comes out, extreme joint pains and muscle pains occur, nausea, fatigue. These all are the symptoms of chikungunya. And what are the prevention? Children, again, as it is the vector mosquito is a causal organism, we need to maintain proper cleanliness in and around our body. We need to stop the breeding of this disease, of this vector mosquito. We need to stop the breeding of this disease-causing mosquito. Now let us see another disease, dengue. Dengue, it is quite prevalent in our country. Dengue is a viral disease. And here again, the vector is a mosquito of Aedes species. They transfer this virus from a diseased person to a healthy person. And the incubation period for this virus, it is around 4 to 6 days. The virus, when a person is attacked by this virus, then all of a sudden high fevers comes with acute body pain, joint pain, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, and in certain cases, bleeding also starts. So these are the various symptoms of dengue. And how to prevent this? To keep our surrounding clean, to stop the breeding of this vector mosquito, apart from taking medicines. So children, these are the various common communicable diseases which we generally suffers from. Now, if we want to protect our body from these diseases, what we have to do? We have to take proper steps so that we are not infected by these pathogenic organisms, by these germs, by these pathogenic organisms. So the science of practicing and maintaining a good health, it is called hygiene. Science of practicing and maintaining a good health, it is called hygiene. And this hygiene, children, they are of again various types. In various ways we can maintain hygiene. First is personal hygiene. Personal hygiene means the person itself to maintain themselves properly so that they can be safe from these disease-causing germs. One has to take bath regularly to keep the body clean. One has to brush the teeth twice a day. One has to wash our hands. Again, I'm telling you, wash our hands whenever we sit for eating. One should not keep their hands in and around the mouth off and on. Because our hands, there is a chance of getting infected. We all do our works with these hands, and there is a chance of getting infected by viruses and bacteria. And in case it happens, if we keep our hands in and around nose and mouth, then there is a chance of going these bacteria and virus inside our body. So we must wash our hands regularly before putting our hands in and around the mouth and nose. This proper sanitation should be there inside the house. We must wear neat and clean clothes. We must eat healthy foods. These all are the various measures which we can take to maintain the hygiene of our body. Next is community hygiene. Community hygiene, that is to maintain proper cleanliness in and around the community, around the surrounding where we are living. Garbage should be thrown inside covered lid. We should not throw garbage here and there because they becomes the breeding places for all those pathogenic germs. There should be a proper sewage disposal system in the community. It should be covered so that vectors cannot breed in the sewage drains. Proper disease-free chlorinated water should be supplied to the households. The sewage which comes out from the factories, it should not be allowed to enter into a community area where people live. Factories should be made outside the living habitat of the people because factories contribute to air pollution, water pollution. So children, all these are the ways by which we can maintain a community hygiene. Next, industrial hygiene. What is industrial hygiene? To maintain proper cleanliness in and around the workplace. That is the place where we every day spend around 8 to 10 hours and we do our work. Their proper cleanliness should be maintained. Garbage should not be thrown here and there. And the proper ventilation should be there in the workplace. And there should not be any other type of pollution which can affect the health of the persons working over there. Then, to maintain good habits, we must maintain certain good habits. We must practice certain good habits in our life. We should eat regularly at a particular time. We should go to sleep at a particular time, and that too not late night. We should not always be addicted to these cameras, TVs, phones, which affects our health badly. We should not be addicted to certain type of food such as fast food. They seems to be tasty, but actually they do not contain any food value. They contain lot of saturated fat which affects our health. So children, these are the ways by which we can maintain hygiene. And if we are able to maintain proper hygiene in all these spaces, then definitely it will help us to maintain our good health. Today, let us end our session here. Next day, we shall continue. Thank you.